In today's Dream Team, Datto carries us through everything.
Yes.
But you know what he never saw coming? 6 years in the past, Datto still carrying us. Because we're raid prepping, except the only thing we have to do is watch a 6-year-old video, because I'm going to be honest, I remember next to nothing about Kingsfall. Now, before we get further, I want to thank today's sponsor, Realm Royale Reforged. Have you guys heard about Realm Royale Reforged? That free-to-play third-person battle royale game? Well, it's back with its first update in over 2 years. That's right, Hi-Rez listened to their community, and they're bringing back some all-time favorite features, and a couple of new surprises, bringing the game to a whole new level. With Realm Royale Reforged, each class will now have its own unique movement ability. Returning players will get an exciting free pack. Best of all, the game's free to play, and for a limited time, players will get a free pack just for playing. The Forged in Fire bundle. And you can't miss out on arguably the game's greatest and most hilarious feature. When you die, you turn into a chicken. And you have a chance to return to the fight if you manage to survive long enough. You can even mount up to explore the expansive fantasy realm. I also have some exciting news for you. I created a custom game on Realm Royale Reforged, and I want you to play with me. I'm going to be streaming the game on Saturday, August 27th at approximately 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure to head over to my Twitch and be on the lookout for that stream so you can join in on the fun. Let's explore the realm together. So if you want to check out Realm Royale Reforged for yourself, there's a link down in the description box as well as my stream link, so you don't miss that.
The Warpriest is the first encounter in King's Fall. It's been quite a while since we've seen some new six-man PvP
It is
content.
so. It sounds so.
Oh, the music! Yes! wait. Can we go back to the intro?
Are you ready to prove
I
your
love
worth?
that.
Are you ready to prove your worth?
Yeah.
He sounds so corporate, and now he's like gone the opposite deep end.
Now he
The
just sounds
Warpriest
dead.
is split
Yeah,
into
now he
two
just sounds
parts.
dead and
Prove
hates
your
everything
worth, and then
versus
the
this. He's just
Warpriest.
really
Oh,
corporate.
yeah.
The Prove Your Worth
I remember
encounter is
this.
the first part where you must
Yep,
charge the plate in the middle of the arena.
also totally
with
forgot
Death
about this.
Singer's power.
Yeah.
Group composition does not.
Oh, dude, no, this is the
okay.
sickest part where you do the relay. Oh, so
You know what's
dope.
crazy is I'm sure his comps still work. I'm going to say the only difference for this raid is going to be champs.
You think overload?
Oh,
Like
kill
overload?
me.
Yeah, in some of these
I
parts,
love
just
champions!
imagine, don't we all?
I got this.
Nah,
for
it's like pretty under.
Thank
Hey,
you.
stop,
Yep.
stop it!
Get him, please. Second. Fight,
Not my ass.
fight.
Don't talk. Stop
Wait,
talking.
what? Huh? So I guess I'm Sunbreaker. You guys are gonna Rob's Knight, Stalker. You
Okay.
did nothing about Warlocks here. So guess we. Sorry, Blue.
It's okay. It's okay. Arcs. We didn't really get anything this season anyway. I'll go to the classes that actually got something in Arc 3.0.
True.
You should start by splitting your fire team into 2 groups of 3, as you'll all be split
Okay.
from each
Yep,
other
I
for
remember
most
that.
of the encounter.
Of course, we'll
This
have
is
Dream Team and then not
classic.
Dream Team.
This is
One on each
classic.
side.
I love that gun looks like a T-Rex. That was always one of my favorite guns because it looks like a dinosaur.
Oh, it looks like a T-Rex head. They had Valorant concepts before Valorant was a thing, so
That's what I'm saying.
The aesthetic
And I'm
goes
really
hard.
excited what kind of shaders I'm going to put on my T-Rex.
Yeah, we split into 2 rooms. You want someone on the plate because they get like a buff, but there's a timer, and then you
Yep.
need to like up above these doors open, and you have to kill certain knights or something, and then the person with the buff has to go in the middle, and then someone else has to get on the plate on one of the sides to get it back, and you have to, and then there's like a cooldown or something.
Correct.
And then I think wizards come out like right here. I think like a wizard or something comes, I think,
Yep.
through these doors or
I
something.
remember that. Correct.
that wizard came from the moon. Sussy.
An Annihilator Totem is an area where there must be
You know, it's weird,
someone
though,
Nice
is-
nade, Datto. That was a
within
bad
said
nade.
area,
Can we go back
otherwise
to
the
that
totem
nade?
will
That- he
shit,
left that
bro.
nade way short.
Let him have it. Let him have it, Rob.
Yeah,
Let him
let's-
have
He
it.
left this nade way short. Look
Well,
at this.
you
Yeah,
know,
let
he'd
him have
be getting judged 6.5 years later for this.
For those who don't know, an Annihilator Totem is an area where there must be
He left
someone.
that
Okay.
so short.
No, but that he's using
It
like
goes
the flame
sideways.
wall. No,
Yeah,
that's
it
void
goes-
wall. Void wall goes sideways. The fire grenade goes forward.
Standing within said area.
thought it went
otherwise the
sideways.
totem will
Do I use
slowly
it? No.
explode.
Okay, so you have
The
to get
totems will activate
brand of
once
the
encounter
unraveler.
starts,
And
which is
then-
triggered by either attacking the enemies by the
Oh, and then
doorway
everyone
or
else.
picking up the orb.
That's right.
Each side has one orb which turns into an aura. The left side orb turns into Brand of the
that's-
Unraveler, and the right
and then
side
you
orb turns into Brand
meet in
of
the middle?
Weaver.
Oh, throwback. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Titan exclusive exotic auto rifle.
Oh yeah, the Fabian strategy or something.
Oh yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and then
Wow, you guys know a lot about guns.
While the names are different, both function
but who could
the
forget
same
that little
way.
shield?
You should start the fight by having your entire team throwing their grenades at the enemies by the doorway, firing a few shots, and then running to their totems immediately afterwards. This makes the lives of the first people to return back to this room significantly easier. When a player picks up a brand aura, they will get it for 30
Thank you
seconds.
for the text.
The reason these auras are important is because once you enter the rooms on the side, you will take damage over time, which will eventually kill you. If you are inside the brand aura, you will not take that damage. After the 30 seconds expires, the player with the brand will transfer it to a new player automatically, but only if there are other players within that aura.
I did not remember that
If there
part.
are no players
Yeah,
within
you gotta
the
be in
aura,
the
then the
aura.
aura
But see, I
will
remember this
disappear
part.
and the orb will reset back to its
Yeah, you
original
go in the middle.
platform in the main room.
Yeah, you meet
If
one
this
of your
happens,
friends
it
there.
means something has gone wrong.
high
and
five.
You should expect to have
Oh,
to
see,
reset
yeah,
the
the Death
power.
Singer's power.
This should not normally happen at all
Yo, I'm
during
big
the
brain.
encounter. If there is a
Yeah,
player
you called
within the
it.
aura after the brand
Yo, you're
timer
so
expires,
smart.
the brand will transfer to that player.
You see
If
how
there are
that
multiple
grenade went
players,
forward
then
there,
it
Rob?
will transfer to one of them.
Yeah.
There is a small delay when transferring the brand, so be
Very
sure
good,
not to
Rob.
leave the aura until the brand is fully on a new target. While players are in the side rooms, they'll have to deal with Hive Acolytes, a
Do remember
Boomer
these
Knight,
nights,
and
though?
any enemies that come from
So
the
annoying.
center room. Typically
Oh,
Thrall,
those
although
nights
melee
were
knights
those
are
were
Mess you
murder
up.
nights.
mix later
They
in the
would
encounter.
f your
This
world
is
up.
not
And on
particularly
contest mode, they
difficult to
probably
deal with,
still will.
as they are just regular enemies. A sniper for the Boomer Knight, which spawns on the upper
The
platform
Boomer
once
Knight.
about every
The
30
Boomer.
seconds, is more than
He
enough,
said it,
although
he
can be
said
brought
it.
down
He
easily
said
by
the
focused
thing.
fire. Once the brand is transferred, the player who previously had the brand will be imbued with Death Singer's power times 10. This power must be put into the plate in the center of the room. That player should run to the center room after gaining Death Singer's power and stand on the plate until all of
Bubble's
their
a good
charges
play.
have
Nice
been
defensive
removed.
play.
You will not be able to receive the brand if you have
totally
any
forgot
remnants
about
of
all
Death
this.
Singer's
Yeah.
power. So be sure
And this is
Big
the
Super.
start of the raid.
while on the plate, you'll have to deal with a general set of Hive enemies, which you should just kill.
Those hammer
The two
throws.
upper
He
platforms
still
you
has
should
it.
just
in the room
kill.
spawn wizards. These wizards are just normal wizards, but tend to be a high priority target.
Yeah, see, this is gonna
Feel
have
free to
for
use Hammer of
sure
Soul, Golden Gun, or Shadow Shot
like
to quickly
overload
dispose
champions
of
and
them.
whatnot.
Once a player gets rid of their
2000%.
Death Singer's power, they should head back to their respective Annihilator
Okay,
totem
yeah, see
so
that?
that the next
And then
person
boom,
can come
we
dispose
just keep
of their
rotating.
Death Singer's
I'm ready.
power.
Let's do boot it up.
I mean,
Is it
we
live?
could get worlds first. Like honestly,
That's
why
kind
you
This
laugh?
process repeats
You know we
itself
have to.
until
You know the
enough
world's
power has been
first
put
isn't
into
just
the plate.
completing the raid. The
You
world's
can track
first
your
is
progress
completing
by
the
looking
raid
at
and then
frame of the
completing the
doorway in
challenge
the
mode
center
of it,
room.
and that's
Yeah.
the world's first for the old
The glyphs
raids.
on the door frame
Yeah.
will steadily
So,
light up as
First
you
off,
put power
not
into
even
them.
that I think we would win the initial raid, but I love the positive mindset, Rob.
love the positivity
Love
coming
what you're
from
bringing.
you.
Yep.
Loved it.
You know, I'm the realist. Just helping balance.
Okay.
Here's a
I
quick
think we
But
can
that's what we need
encounter.
Friday. All right.
Players 1, 2, and 3 go left, and players 4,
What
5,
a
and
night!
6
Look
go
at
right.
this! Wow.
Players 1
I
and
feel grab
4
something.
grab their
You're gonna
brands.
miss the most important. Oh my
After
God,
30
he's off the
seconds,
raid.
Players 1 and 4 transfer their brands to players 2 and 5. Players 1 and 4 run to the center room and dispose of their Death Singer's power. Once they are done, or once player 2 and 5 transfer their brand, players 1 and 4 head back to their totems to meet with players 3 and 6,
Wow.
while 2 and 5
I call
go
player
to the
6.
middle room to dispose of their Death Singer's power. Once they are done, or once players 3 and 6 transfer their brands, players 2 and 5 head back to their totems to meet with players 1 and 4, while 3 and 6 go to the middle room to dispose of their Death Singer's power. This process repeats itself until you have proven your worth to the Warpriest.
Oh.
A chest will spawn in the middle of the room which contains shards
These numbers
and
are
the
getting
possibility of other loot
much.
like the Ghost Shell or Fusion Rifle. Once you have proven your worth, the Warpriest will invite you into the next room to fight him. The Warpriest's
All right,
room
now
is
here's
divided
the
into three
real
sections:
thing.
upper left, lower middle, and middle right. Each section has its
And
own
then yeah,
plate,
and then he
which become
destroys
important
like
later
with
in
the
fight.
sun, he destroys
You should
each
split
pillar,
your
and you have to
group
hide
into
behind the
3 teams of
shadows. Okay, yeah, it's come back to me. Certain symbols on like each pillar or something, you have to like communicate, and then you know because you have to hide behind one pillar, but it only works one time because then he destroys it. So you only get like 3 phases. It's something about plates, as always.
Man,
Yeah, they love plates.
I think everything had plates,
it's true.
so there's something with plates.
2 for this encounter, 1 group per plate. To activate the fight,
Also,
simply
I don't know what this is. I can't decide. He keeps putting in compositions, leaving Warlocks out. I have a feeling that's just because it's assumed you were self-res Warlock, I feel like.
Yeah, probably.
It's been a while, but I feel like maybe that would, like, why bother telling you you're going to play self-res? I feel like that.
No, for sure. So self-res, we did get shoehorned into the, oh, you're a free extra life. You know,
Yeah. I mean, I remember, like, Crotazen, for instance, like, someone falling off. It's like the wipe screen comes up. And then he comes back and he dies again, but it was sick. Self-res was cool. Broken. There's a reason we don't have it anymore.
stand on all 3 plates at the same time. As
But yeah,
for
poor
breath
Warlocks.
weapon
It was like, guys, I'm
so-
going void. Are you
Weapons
trolling?
of light works wonders for this fight, although more than one is not really necessary. So all other Titans should go Sunbreaker with a Sunspot build, as the boss does not move very often. Night Stalker hunters should utilize Black Hole for increased durations on shadow.
You're not gonna tell me what to
shots
do,
on the boss.
Datto.
Warlocks
Ironically,
can
though,
spec however they
probably
want.
still the same build.
Snipers once again will
Because ironically, Sunspot Sunbreaker is actually just ironically really good right now. So
be dominant for this boss, as staggering and stunning the boss is very important. The Warpriest is immune to
although it
very
depends,
damage when first starting
we
the
didn't
encounter.
have burst
Once you
DPS
start
then.
the
We didn't
encounter,
have
you'll have
Thunder
5 enemies spawning out
strike.
of all doorways.
So
these should simply be killed off as soon as possible.
it might or
Note
Thunder
that
Crash.
Special
Might be something we
acolytes
didn't know
called
about.
adepts will spawn. When killed, they emit a small AoE around themselves, which enrages any
I remember
acolytes
that.
around them, giving them an ogre-like laser beam, which is very
I hated those.
dangerous.
Yeah.
You should kill acolytes before killing adepts. However, any infected acolytes still have the same health and defense as a normal acolyte. Once major knights start spawning, you should get ready for the damage phase of the encounter. After all 3 major knights are dead, the
Punches that
Warpriest
thing.
will start the glitch
Yes, sir.
sequence.
Yeah, he just
This is
walks
where
up
you
and
must
just
step
punches that
on
thing in the
plates
map.
in the correct order so you can damage the boss.
Oh, correct
the
plate
order
order,
that you
okay.
must step on the plates is different every time, but the order is
Oh,
always
yeah,
revealed
I
on the
remember
back
this.
of the giant
Oh.
pillar.
You have to do different
Therefore,
order.
after you kill the
Oh,
major
I
knights,
don't- I
one
forgot
player should
about
head to
that.
the
I
back
did
of the
forget
room
that.
so that they can see what order the plates need to be activated in.
Yeah, that's
Our callouts
classic.
are simply left, middle, and right. If someone steps on a plate in the wrong order, or you take too long to activate the plates will glow red and you'll have to do it again. Messing up too many times means you will fail the sequence and you will wipe. When done in the correct order, the person that steps on the final plate in the sequence will receive a debuff and aura called Brand of the Initiate. Players within this aura, which is a bright red dome, will be able to freely damage the Warpriest.
DPS.
So players need to gather in this aura to quickly maximize boss damage.
DPS.
Supers,
That's some good
specials, and
dips.
heavies should be used at this time to dump as much damage into the boss as possible. It is the job of the Initiate, aka the person with the aura, to keep the aura active as long as
that's
possible.
you refresh it with
The brand
kills.
debuff comes with 5 charges and a 10-second timer.
that trigger
Whenever
discipline.
you kill an enemy in the area, you will lose 1 stack of the debuff, and the timer will refresh to 10 seconds. It is the job of the Initiate to kill enemies in the area to refresh the
everything
timer.
looks so
you
slow.
need to wait long enough for the timer to
The
don't miss
FOV
playing-
does
but
not
too
does
long
not
as to
help.
not
That and the
risk
30
not
frames.
killing an enemy in time.
I don't miss it.
If you have the brand and do not kill an enemy before the timer ends, you will die instantly, and the brand of the Initiate aura will transfer to someone else with 1 less stack
Oh,
on it.
I forgot. That's
This
I
is
was
a
like, why is he
somewhat
killing everything
high-pressure
so
situation
slow?
to be in.
But then he's explaining
It
it
is
right
also
now.
very important that the DPS
But I wasn't
keep
listening.
the boss permanently stunned, as everyone will be taking damage from the adds in the area since the Initiate can't kill them immediately. If the boss is able to shoot, it results in very heavy damage taken by
Oh,
a
look at
fire
Datto
team.
getting a little
After the
optimal
final
there with some
stack
damage.
is removed, the aura will disappear and the Warpriest will call for his Oculus.
Yeah, and this is where
the
you
Oculus
hide.
is essentially a giant
Yeah, you gotta go in
darkness
the
ball
shadows.
in the arena that kills everything.
Merrick didn't get that.
In order to not
Memo.
Yeah,
it,
he
you must
missed
stand
that.
in the shadows of one of the 3 pillars to block line of sight between you and the
Ah, but I wanna
Oculus.
break out. I
Once
wanna
a pillar
be
is
my own
struck by
person.
the Oculus, it will disappear for the rest of
The pillar that goes away corresponds with whichever plate was the last in the sequence. You should
Uh-huh.
also be able to stand in most shadows. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you got to stand in the shadows
You
when
can
he
get
does
creative.
You
the.
need to keep moving to different
Yeah.
places
Like
in order
the-
to
the
survive
supernova.
Oculus. As for finding out the order that you
You're
need
my
to step on the
champagne
plates, instead of that totem
supernova.
lighting up on the back,
Maybe.
you'll have a bright vertical light
I don't
glow when
really
it's
wanna
time to press the
know.
plates. After the Oculus, this process repeats itself until the Warpriest is
Okay.
defeated or
Feel like we got it.
Told about 25%. taken enemies
Oh,
will
God.
now start
Oh, we
spawning
missed it.
instead
Oh,
of
no.
Hive. The major knight that you need to kill will now spawn next to your plate as opposed to a doorway, and will no longer be melee based, so be on the lookout for that. It is very possible to kill the Warpriest in as little as 2 damage phases.
No
Two
shot.
damage
Still
phases.
intact.
No shot.
Gathering in the middle is going to end up being the easiest, so if you know your team can finish the boss before the Oculus will occur, grouping up in the middle is not a terrible idea.
Oh, Datto. Oh, that's not
Overall,
a. Come
this fight is
on.
about
I saw
high
that immune.
damage, quick
I saw
grouping,
that
and
immune.
cool heads.
I thought we wouldn't
Brand of the
notice.
Initiate is a stressful
did,
situation
bitch.
to be in.
What is it
And now we're never gonna let you live down, ever.
If every comment in this video isn't pointing that out, disappointed.
But that is your Warpriest strategy.
Oh, and then I love what he's about to do. He's gonna go pick up orbs and look for heavy because there was no banners.
Oh, heavy run, yo, heavy run. Yeah, there's heavy run, heavy run.
Heavy run.
Any sense? I'm
my
out, dude.
It gave it that kind of grindy feel that I think we all kind of loved, but
You're a
hated at the same
masochist.
time.
No, I don't think anyone was like, man, I miss wiping over and over hoping to get a power brick because I didn't have enough strange coins or whatever to buy heavy sense. I think that's just you.
Yeah, basically, you're stupid, Rob, and you're dumb.
I mean, would I say you're wrong? Kinda.
Okay, now here comes. See, it's weird because I completely blocked out that first part. I just knew Golgoroth, and Big Daddy Oryx shows up. I'm trying to remember Golgoroth. I do remember we had a tough time because that was
Oh
what,
yeah.
like sophomore year high. I remember coming down from upstairs. My roommates were at the bottom. He was like my brother. He's like, "How's it going?" And I'm like, I want to talk about it. We're only stuck at this ogre thing, and I'm like walking him through, and he has no idea. And I'm like, and so like what we have to do, but like the execution. And so that's all I really remember was I hated it.
I remember the encounter starts, and then he's shooting things from his back. You have to get like his gaze or something like that, and then you have to shoot the gaze like rockets.
And we did like the strat as it was intended, which is way harder than the strat people came up with.
Yeah.
We were on Golgi for a while.
What did we do?
We did like so we did the thing where you would like rotate and like the team would bait him, and then the back shooter would shoot him in the back, and we would do it for all the plates. But like the optimal strat, right, was like the 2-plate Golgoroth or some shit, where
Yeah.
like you would like focus DPS on like one specific phase.
I'm sure Datto will walk us through intended. Isn't that right, Datto?
What was the actual?
Thanks, Datto.
What was the cheese strat?
He's got a bit more health.
It wasn't
than
the cheese, it was
average
just the
ogre,
strat people
about
end up
10
coming
million
up
to
with
be
that was
exact.
better.
Yeah, see, he has the
Focus your
gaze.
rage on Golgoroth
Great.
because he sure
Great
as
call
hell
out there,
is
Rob.
going to focus his on you.
Yeah, the jizz.
Wait, what did Datto say again? Wait, he's gonna focus on you. Wait, I like this.
Focus your rage on Golgoroth because he sure as hell is going to focus his on you.
Focus his jizz on you.
Nice one, Datto.
Yeah, I mean you got there, but
Good one.
execution.
Zing. No, that was
See, but
perfect.
people love this corporate soulless shit like that. It works. You know what? It works.
Oh, Stormcaller. Maybe. Look at that. Ad clear.
But is always helpful.
Probably better than Arc
Stormcaller
3.0.
warlocks
Warlock,
can
whatever.
help understand
What was I
despite
saying?
their Storm Trance ability. Sniper rifles, once again, are overwhelmingly the best weapon for damage during this fight by significant margins, while heavy machine guns...
He doesn't know about linear fusion rifles.
Where's your
He
grenade
lacks the
launcher?
critical information.
Having multiple titans in the pit for weapons of light and melting point, and Night Stalker hunters taunting with black hole shadow shots is probably the ideal. Just
Yeah,
be
you gotta
careful
sh-
with
yeah,
it.
see,
shoot his
shoot his
brain
back.
thing. Yep.
You should split your group into multiple teams of multiple teams. The first set of teams is for ad control and should be split 3 and 3, 3 on the left and 3 on the right. The second set of teams is for boss damage, where you have taunters and DPS. There should be 2 taunters and 4 DPS. I'll explain how that works shortly. There are 4 components
think he killed
to
a
the
single one of those
Golgoroth
orbs.
fight. Ad control, focused rage, pools of reclaimed light,
People
and
are coming to
Totem
this
of
guy
Ruin.
for advice?
The Totem of Ruin is behind Golgoroth and will light up anytime a player dies. When 6 players die during the encounter, the totem will be fully lit, and I can
So don't
only
die,
assume
Forehead.
that means bad things for your fire team. To start the fight, shoot the floating blue orb on the ceiling. It will drop down and Golgoroth will rise from the puddle of water. The fight starts out with waves of thralls spawning from the back of the area downstairs. This is a mix of thrall and curse thrall, but they are easy to get
We
rid
got
of.
easy ad clear.
A
I'm
few
not worried
seconds
about
later,
it.
we'll see the spawning of acolytes and adepts. 1 adept will spawn from each side door, which should be killed immediately. 2 sets
Okay, I
of 3
kinda remember
acolytes
that.
and 1 adept will spawn from the 2 doors in the far back, which should also be killed immediately. Finally, two
Kill
more
important
sets
looking
of
dudes.
3 acolytes will spawn
Yeah, I
from where
guess.
the thrall spawned just a few seconds ago. One set going left and
I'm
one
trying
going
so hard.
right.
I just,
During this entire time,
I
Golgoroth
feel like
The only
he's
thing I
talking-
really don't remember is
so make
Oryx.
sure
I'll be
to
kind
hide
of real.
behind cover whenever possible.
I kind of
This
remember.
phase typically
I remember
does
they
not last very
yell.
long, as the ads are pretty easy
wanna
to
stop
kill.
them
All of the
yelling.
ads are dead. You can focus your attention on Golgoroth.
Could kill ads
Let's
easy
break
enough.
down the
Oh wait,
individual
Sisters had
components.
its own.
Above Golgoroth.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like before.
God, sisters. I hate that encounter.
Pull 6 orbs on the ceiling, shoot them down, shoot the glow spot. Oh, and that's how you get the gaze.
Down, they will
Easy
create
enough.
a pool of reclaimed light for a brief time, about 20 to 30 seconds. Standing in this pool boosts your damage to the point where you can actually deal real damage to Golgoroth, as not standing in the pool reduces your damage dealt to
pool!
him by a significant amount. Golgoroth has a giant glowing spot on
Has
the
a
back
big
of his
ass.
head. When shot a few
He
times,
got a
Golgoroth
fat
will
dumpy.
choose to focus his rage on the person who shot that spot for 20 seconds. While focused, Golgoroth will shoot ogre venom at that target. This venom
Ogre
comes in
venom,
the form
otherwise
of a set
no-
of
never
3
mind.
void
Yeah, I
balls,
mean,
which can and
sheesh.
should be shot out of the air. Golgoroth will send about 4 to 5 sets of these blasts
Golgoroth
towards
do be a
the
little
target
lonely.
over the 20 seconds. If after the 20 seconds Golgoroth does not have a new target to focus, he will behave normally again, eye-beaming random players, and a new set of ads will spawn. The strategy works like so. 2 players, one on each side, need to trade the gaze back and forth to each other,
Trade
while
the
the
what?
DPS stands in the
I remember
lower
I was
area
that-
in the
I was the
pools of
gaze getter-
reclaimed light.
g-
The
grabber.
players who are taunting the boss need to
Ah,
make
and it
sure
was
they
so easy to
position
just get
themselves
blown up
so
by
that
those
the
orbs.
boss is facing the players
I
standing in the
still say you
pools
have that
down
fan
below,
base.
so that those players can damage
Yeah, the orbs. Oh, yeah.
you can set
yeah,
this
I was
up
talking about
however your
Golgoroth.
team feels most comfortable, but it'll take a little practice getting used to. My team sets up on the stairs closer to the entrance. When getting ready to decide which side will taunt first, you should knock down the corresponding orb from the ceiling to generate the pool of light.
Okay,
My team usually likes to
oh wait,
start with
what is this?
So that's like where
So he
you go
wants
from
to shoot-
You start R1 first, and then you go to the
Yeah.
left one, and then you go right, left.
Yeah.
first right orb,
Right
the one
foot
closest to the
left.
entrance,
I
called
think I grabbed the
R1,
gaze, too.
then goes to
I
the
think.
first left.
Yeah, you know, you
called
were
R1.
you were
Second
the
right orb,
you and
R2,
Fruit were did
etc.
the
For the very
did the
first
relay
orb,
race
everyone
of
should
grabbing his
shoot it as
gaze.
the tanks
Gaze are
prepare the boss
grabbers.
for taunting.
If I remember correctly.
Once taunted, everyone
Which I'm
should
pretty sure I
jump
do.
down into the lower area and start
6.5
damaging
years
the
ago.
boss.
You could say
Golgoroth's
anything and I
hurt
would believe
spot
you.
is his stomach. While down there, DPS
Yeah,
I could be
I-
wrong.
eyes out
You know,
for
I could be
cursed
wrong,
thrall
but
that will
I don't
slowly
think I
wander
am.
into the area and spawn from the doorway.
I was still in
They
school.
will end up being a problem if
You
you're
and me
not
both.
careful, so pay attention.
I was at work.
During this time, the person who has the boss's attention should be shooting the orbs that float towards them, while also updating the other taunter on how much time remains on the taunt itself. Depending on how skilled your taunters are, the people taunting should also keep eyes on Cursed Thrall to help the DPS, and, if possible, be the ones killing the orbs. That way you can maximize damage output. Here's how
He's like,
the
"Ah!"
phase plays out.
Help, help, help,
I
help.
will bow on my second.
Oh, there's the classic Datto apartment.
Yeah.
Villanova. This little chair. Oh, this is bring me back.
That just screams no pussy.
Hey.
Like let's be honest. You know, we're all thinking it. I just said it.
Nah, dude, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. All right? He's slaying. Okay.
Oh,
Look at that man.
but I mean,
Don't
yes.
don't disrespect 6.5-year-old Datto like that. Come on, man.
Work on my orb.
I mean, he'd probably go, yeah, you're right, boy.
I mean, he would, because I'm right.
Melting point only for.
And you're in math class. You have section 7 clearance.
That's right. I have the clearance to say that about past Datto.
10,
Yeah, you're in math class. What are they gonna do? Kick you out?
5.
You log back on?
Datto, I was joking, man. You saw so much pussy back then, but you didn't. But you saw so much, bro.
Person's
No,
taunt.
I mean, dude, you
I
have to
taunt
remember,
Golgoroth
like,
by shooting
The
him in
raids
glowing
back then
spot.
weren't
Note
that
you should
super
continue to shoot
complex.
at the back of
Like,
his head
Yeah, they're
for as
cer-
long
they're
as you
they're
can.
little- they're
Do
definitely
not
more
assume
like
that a couple of shots or a
more
Oryx is
mechanic heavy
complex.
now.
Well, yeah, this one's like hold his gaze. Vow is memorize a new alphabet. Literally, the reason I haven't done Vow since we haven't been doing it was because I never learned the actual callouts, and no one else knew mine, so I didn't want to have to actually learn the actual callouts. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean,
Shame
I'll
on
do
me,
it.
but
You should shoot with around 2 to 3 seconds remaining. That should give you ample time to taunt. Note that with dealing with the Venom Blasts, the clearer your line of sight with Golgoroth's stomach, the better. When line of sight is broken or not great, the orbs tend to fly all over the place, making them a little more
Datto,
difficult.
what are we
to hit.
doing? Shoot the
following
fucking
will cause
orbs! Oh
Golgoroth
my
to spawn
god!
ads.
Yeah, they were
1,
they were
the focused
erratic.
target
Holy
dies,
shit.
Or 2, you do not taunt him. The only reason you should not taunt is because you
asking
have
this
run
guy?
out of orbs to shoot down.
This is
If
our
the folks
teacher
somewhat
senpai.
chaotic dealing with
Okay,
all
yeah. All right, Golgoroth was a lot simpler than I remember. If I say this and then come Friday, we're stuck here again all day. It's gonna be like, ah, Jesus. Okay, here comes the fun part.
the daughters of Oryx and Oryx himself are the final encounters in King's Fall.
Is a
right?
sick encounter.
Already killed his son. Now let's
I
kiss
can't
his
get over
daughters.
this music.
Let's kiss his ass.
The daughters of Oryx are up first. Group composition does not matter too much. A defender
I
titan
hate
with
this
weapons
mechanic
flight
just because
is
I think it's
helpful, but not 100%
just the
needed.
most boring
Night
mechanic
Stalker
of,
hunters
like,
with black
of
bow
all
are
time.
good as well for
Which
an extra
one?
damage
The plates?
boost on the
The
daughters
sisters.
during the damage
Oh.
phase. Once
Just,
again,
like,
sniper
just the
rifles
most
are incredibly good for
boring,
this encounter. Before you start the
tedious.
fight, select a medium
I
size
don't
even
group
remember what
for
we
when
do.
you attack the daughters. I'll suggest some spots later in the video.
Thanks,
The
Santa.
daughters encounter is a pretty short one, but still demanding on coordination. In the room will
Oh, I
be
forgot when
4
someone
small
died, you had to
pillars
wait
with
for their
plates
whole
on them.
timer to
The
respawn.
daughters will be floating on the 2 middle platforms in the middle of the room, but the encounter does not start until you step on one of the 4 plates.
this mean
so
Touch of
feel free
Malice
to
is coming
wander and
back?
Get set up.
I would assume yes.
Yeah, probably.
But only one person is able to jump on them.
If the Mythic
That
class
person
came
is the
back,
person
they're
who is
definitely
in
bringing back
between
Touch of Malice.
dimensions.
Well,
The player who is in between
Touch of Malice
dimensions
wasn't a
is
drop,
randomly
though.
selected upon entering
But
the
it
room,
was the raid
and then
exotic.
again randomly during the encounter.
Okay, so
It is
randomly
that player's job
selected.
to grab the brand at the top of the platforms to make one of the daughters vulnerable to damage. When
Oh,
you
I
step
think I
on a
did
plate,
that
the fight
part.
will start and Earhalak
Well,
will
that-
start
yeah,
singing
you-
the hymn.
Yeah, well,
We all had to, Rob. I don't know if you're paying attention in class, Rob. Can you wake up, Rob? Put your hood down.
Yeah.
Are you up? Okay, thank you. Yes.
Rob, is that crack?
What did he just
Where-
explain,
how'd, you,
Datto?
how'd you bring crack into the classroom?
What did Datto just explain, Rob?
Whoever has the thing above them has to jump on it last, and the person who has to jump on it first is the person across from them, and then you build the circle. You build the little towers to it. No?
No, because as you pointed out, you remember saying, I was the one who did this. That's because we all did it because you get selected randomly once you enter the room.
Did Joey do this raid?
I think so. If not, he can watch us watching Datto for raid prep.
I see. He probably is right now. He's probably in the comments
After 1
saying I
minute
am.
without a protective aura, your
I am here,
team
Smile.
will die. To counter the Hymn of Weaving, you need the Aura of Unraveling, and to counter the Dirge of Unraveling, which is the other song sung by Iranuk, you need the Aura of Weaving. To get the
course.
brand, and therefore the aura, the player who is in between dimensions must climb to the top of the area via the
This music,
platforms
man.
generated by the 4 players standing on the plates. However, the plates can't be activated in any random
let me get a
order.
dance,
They
dance
must
in the
be
chat.
activated counterclockwise to make sure
Yeah, can we
the
get a
path set
pon-pon in
up
chat?
is able to actually be traversed.
I do remember this. Remember, we got to step on the plate because that was a problem. We'd be like, we stepping on plates. 1 would go, 2, 4 is on before 3. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
For example, we'll label the platforms as such: front left, front right, back left, and back right, where
BR.
the front
Oh my
is
God.
closest to the entrance. If the brand is located above front left, then front right is where you would start, then back
yep,
right,
yep, yep,
then
yep.
back left, then front left. Each platform, when set up in the correct
See, and
order,
then
also has
T-Boo
a
goes,
floating
and
black
then
orb that
Zepic
must be
goes,
picked
and
up
then the
before
guy
you
over
can
there
go to the
goes.
next platform. These orbs are picked up automatically and do not require anything special of the player who is platforming. Simply
I do
running
remember
through
this,
it
though,
is more
messing
than
up a
enough,
jump here.
and you do not
Like,
need
I
to
fell.
Embarrassing.
At the very
So
top of the
embarrassing.
platform will
Nothing
be
more
the brand.
embarrassing.
Simply stand near the
Because
brand
that's
for a
all on
second or
you.
so
You
to
know what I
pick
mean?
it
You got
up.
no one to be blamed
After
for.
the brand
Nobody's
is picked
shooting
up,
at
it
you.
needs to be
Like,
used to-
And then you
the
dunk
daughters.
it.
One of the daughters will be lit up. It'll be obvious which one.
But I'm blind.
If you're a Titan, increased control works quite well so you don't go up as high and lose your momentum. If you're a hunter,
We do have
triple
clamber
jump
now,
works
though.
wonders for
ooh,
this
he has
part.
to touch a malice on.
Warlocks? Well,
How?
this
That-
sucks, but you can still definitely do this with no
Free.
problem. The daughter who is lit up is the
Yo,
one
look at the
singing,
old
and
school
if you steal
Professor
the brand of
Broman
the daughter
t-shirt.
who is singing and don't kill them before
yeah.
the song is complete, you will die.
That's OG.
Simply jump onto
That
their
is.
platform and hold square for PlayStation or
What you
Xbox
know about
to
that,
steal
Dr.
the brand.
Dr.
What
Broman?
the-
I'm as bad as my dad.
He just gave us Xbox and PlayStation controls. PC, Datto? How non-inclusive
Come on.
of you.
Yeah.
In the middle will be a major taken Centurion, which should be focused fired down by everyone in the group.
I do remember
A
being
good way to
flex.
start the fight is to have everyone
And it was
throw
I
just want
their
the defiance
grenade
of
into the
Yasmin.
middle. Once platforms are active, you'll also have enemies spawning throughout the entire area. Just kill what you can. At about 42 seconds remaining,
And I'm
in
not
the
sure, but it
hidden
seems
or
like they'll be
dirge,
craftable
taken
too,
Vandal
so.
snipers will spawn in the
fine.
air on the outside of
I
the
do remember those
Jesus,
bonus.
Datto, shoot.
platform. A few shots or a sniper
He's
shot
like
takes
lining
them
it
out.
up, like
If
make
the
sure he
ammo
gets
economy,
player
he's-
grabs
you know,
the
he has a
final
little time.
orb, Your
Fucking
team
American
can and
sniper
should
over
step
there.
off of their platforms and start to group up while the interdimensional player steals the aura from the daughter.
Great
Once
bubble.
the aura
Great
is
bubble.
stolen, the player with the aura should group up on the rest of the team, and all team members should stay within the aura for its duration. Your team should then group up together
Oof.
within the aura and put
Been there.
damage on the vulnerable daughter.
Mm-hmm.
While inside the aura, you are immune to all damage from any source, although enemies will still be hitting and flinching you if you are within range of them.
Good old flinch.
Popular meeting
Yep.
spots are close to the middle on the main floor and on the platform on the side.
I do remember
the
sitting there,
daughter is
sitting in that
on.
bubble
The
trying to
middle
shoot them,
thing.
and you're like,
It turned out to be the best one was like right underneath them on the like
on the
middle.
opposite, yeah,
Yeah,
on like the
that
little
was-
platform stuff.
Yeah, that turned out to be like the best spot for it.
Can't believe he doesn't have that in here. Unwatchable.
Yeah, I should have made a raid video then. Maybe.
Yeah, why don't you get on that right now? We'll boot up D1, get you some footage.
It does work, and you can use it if you want. Just find whatever.
Well,
works
good
for
luck,
you.
guys. I'm not gonna
You
do
can kill
it.
one of the daughters in a single phase.
No.
However, this means that if you don't kill the next one before time
Do
expires,
you think anybody still
you
runs
will
this raid
wipe.
on D1?
If you're not
Oh,
confident in your
sure. They
damage,
probably go back
set
for
your
nostalgia.
first target to low
I
health
wonder how many
or as
people
low as
just
you can
still
get
play
them.
like
This
D1
way, the
constantly,
target will be
unironically.
easier to kill.
There's channels where people will do like, yeah, here's a weekly loot haul from D1, and I'm just like, hey man,
I respect
Maybe it's
it, I
time to-
guess.
maybe it's time to move
However,
on.
make
You
sure
know?
to stay within the aura
Hey,
until it goes
It's 2022.
away.
Wake up.
Like I said, if your damage is good enough, you'll only have to do this twice. Once defeated,
Oh, it'll
That
be
was
good
weird
enough.
with like
Gain a
out
chest in the middle of the
like a
room.
major like
now
health bar.
it is time for
Yeah.
Oryx. Give your friends a good scare by having them go over to the floating light at the edge of the platform to start.
Oh, Datto, you
The
little trickster.
Oryx encounter is a
Whoa,
more
Datto.
complicated version of the fight
Making
that
sure.
you just did.
I will say
The
that
mechanic of running up
the first time
platforms
that
is
did happen
incredibly
without knowing it was
important
cool.
again, although now you can
was
pick
very
one
cool.
person to be the designated
was
platform,
funny, he
or as
said-
I like to call it,
said
the
it.
Dunk Master for the fight.
they lack critical information.
Oryx will spawn after
Yeah, shoot him
touching
in
the
his
floating
chest.
light.
Yeah, I
He's a
remember.
bit
Yeah,
larger
like not
compared to
enough
when
people
you
would,
last
and you're
saw
like, I
him.
am.
Needless to say,
No,
just
dude,
shoot him.
you
Not
shoot
enough
him.
to cut it.
Whoa, it's like, who was it shooting his chest?
Corners, and then two Boomer Knights on the
He
plates
said it.
closest to Oryx.
The
Just kill
Boomers.
them. Then Oryx
Just
will
kill
move
them.
either left or
Forehead.
right.
I'm gonna throw a
Whichever
spear
plate
into his
Oryx moves
chest.
to
Okay,
is
let's
the
maybe
plate
say
that
the
he will start
DPS,
the
you know.
platform in. When he moves his fist, he'll leave an orb on the plate. If you touch it, you will go into the other dimension. So make sure the Dunk Master is the first person
The
to touch
Dunk
this.
Master.
The Dunk Master should hop on the platforms just like the last
I'd be
fight.
honored.
Grab
Will
the
you be
brand
my Dunk
and come
Master?
down carefully.
Will you dunk
The
it
players
on
the
my
ground are
ass?
going
I
to
mean,
have a
Dunk
little bit
Master
more to
me?
do this time
Yes,
around.
I will.
So
Starting
you,
from
both.
Oryx's side, each plate will spawn an ogre in the inside.
I do remember these ogres.
Oh
Boners.
yeah, that's why I said yesterday. These ogres are gonna be a problem unless you have the Wither Horde. Then I feel like it'll be pretty
Oh, true.
okay.
Drop credit. Don't touch. Flex should kill ogres.
These should
Kill
be
them
killed very
ASAP.
quickly,
Yeah,
as fast
I
as
hate 'em.
possible. They do
Kill them
very
ASAP,
little damage,
penis,
and
y'all.
Getting off of your plate is not an option.
Oh, I
If you
hope
kill
they're
them
not like
fast enough, they
overloaded
should
or
not
something.
even
That'll
be
be
able to
fucking
move from
annoying.
where they first spawned.
Don't give that.
And all
So, well, the
players that
idea's in their
can
head now,
shoot
so they're
the
gonna
ogre
do
that
it. So
spawns
thanks, Rob.
They're
should.
like, patch it in,
4 of them
quick.
will spawn in total, 1 for each plate. When killed, they will drop a black orb of corrupted light. Do not touch this for now. You'll also have other enemies spawning in the area.
Oh, 'cause you have to, like,
Focus on
diffuse-
the
they're like
ogre
mines,
first, although
essentially.
Acolyte
Everyone
eyes
has to
should
defuse
be
them at the
taken
same
down
time.
quickly if you see them. When the Dunk Master grabs the brand, immediately step
What's
off
up,
of your
boys? It's
plate
me, the
and
Dunk
group up in
Master.
the
We're
center.
here for it. The Dunk
Plate where
Master.
Oryx is needs to be especially aware because he will slam his fist down again
Yes,
shortly
it will
after.
drop.
After about 25 seconds
Bring the
after
dancers back.
Oryx slams his fist the first time, a Hive Tomb Ship will be flying in. The Tomb Ship shoots Void Blasts, so be very wary of that. 5 seconds later, a vessel of Oryx will spawn in and will be completely immune to damage. He'll also have an aura around him. The Dunk Master with the Brand Claimer buff, aka the thing you grabbed at the top, needs to go steal the brand from the vessel using square or X. Once stolen, the vessel will become vulnerable, and the brand holder will
all
now
coming
have
back
the
to me.
aura of immortality,
Yeah, it
which
is.
makes all players within it immune to all damage from every source. However, you must kill the vessel of Oryx, as the vessel will go around eating the corrupted light orbs, and
Hey, man's
you
gotta
need
eat.
those. Immediately blow up the vessel, then start heading back to the middle. If you're fast enough, start killing any extra enemies that spawned in the area.
you dare
Trust
touch
me,
that
there will
door.
be plenty. The fewer enemies
don't
alive
remember what
going
the
into
orb
this next
does.
part, the
It's like
better.
a bomb. I think I'll get to it, but at one point that's like how you like suspend damage phase or whatever. Everyone hops in, you go like diffuse, and then you all have to stand in it at the same time, and then it's like a mine. It's like and then they all go off. But if somebody's not in it, or somebody does it too early, and then they go off, and then it's like
One more thing, make sure you don't get near that tomb ship at all. Speaking to the Dunk Master on this one. Approximately 42
Silly
seconds
Dunk Master.
after Oryx slams his fist the first time, he will slam it again. You need to be in position with the Aura of Immortality after this second slam. In position means in front of Oryx, ready to shoot. About 5
Okay.
seconds after that second fist slam, his chest will open up and will be vulnerable to
Shoot the
damage.
chest.
You need to pump enough damage into Oryx in order to stagger him. If you don't, you'll all die immediately. His attack
Classic.
pierces the aura. If you do stagger him, each player should head back to the plate that they were on and get ready to detonate their corrupted light. What worked for
Look at
our
me.
group was everyone getting right next to their corrupted light, doing a quick countdown, detonating, and then running back to the aura who stays in the middle of the room. To detonate the light, you just need to stand inside the circle that it makes for a few seconds. Make sure that the message saying you detonated it appears on the screen.
Oh, I
The reason
remember
you should
that.
do this
Yeah.
at the same time is because when a light explodes, it'll kill everything not in the aura of immortality. The player with the aura and the flex player should
Oh,
simply
that's-
stay
so
in
you
the
don't,
aura,
like,
but
actually
move
do
towards the
damage to
middle make the
Oryx.
aura
These-
more central to
Yeah,
everyone.
you basically
The
blow
aura
up the
player
bombs
and
to
the flex
damage.
player should
That's why I'm
continue
not
to
the
shoot
biggest
Oryx
fan of the
entire
final
time.
boss.
This is very important.
That is true, Blue.
If you
I
do
kind
not
of don't
keep
like
damage
that.
on Oryx
Looking
after he
back
staggers,
all
the
these
corrupted
years.
light
I wonder if they'll change
detonations
that a
will
little
do
bit, though.
nothing,
But
it does need to be
I wouldn't
constant.
mind because that means contest mode, DPS check might not be. That's usually a problem for a group. So if that doesn't have to be a problem, I'm down.
Once your orb is detonated, run back to the aura as fast as possible, as you'll have enemies shooting at you if you didn't kill them. Then, if you kept damage on Oryx, the orbs will explode, dealing very heavy damage. 4 orbs worth of damage is about 25% of his
Easy.
health, so 16 orbs are required to bring him down to 0, which is 4 perfect cycles. Oryx will then fall off the side of the arena and reset back to his original position. Next up is the
Oh,
in-between phase.
and then,
When
the
Oryx
classic
returns
enrage
to the
phase.
middle, as long as his health is above
very end.
50%, this
Oh,
in-between
yes,
But see, like, look,
George.
that's-
Oh,
sprint
That's
yeah.
still a-
for about 25 to
a
30
sick moment,
seconds,
though.
giant orbs of darkness will be spawning.
Oh,
on
yeah,
top
I remember.
of
And you're
every
like,
player.
no, I'm running this way. Go the other way.
Or you will die.
I
However, the
remember
radius
that.
of these
Yeah, yeah.
blasts
It is pretty
very
easy
large,
once
to the
you-
point
Yeah,
where
as long as you like
almost
stay in your, but like someone runs
That
next
was,
to you, like,
that was
"Ah!"
the first time we ever had like an enrage.
Yeah.
Like that was like a final stand.
Yeah,
Not
so-
enrage.
And
Final
down the
stand.
middle aisle and around where you
'Cause-
walk into this main.
Rob was talking about it, like versus his team was gonna be like world's first, whatever, and then they didn't know about the final stand or whatever, and then
Yeah, and then this was also the birth of stream sniping other streams to get info.
oh yeah, like strats and
Yeah, and then like when people saw the enrage, like everyone was like, "Guys, there's a final stand!"
yeah, like
Yeah.
when you think it's over, it's not.
As long as you are constantly
Yeah.
moving, you should be fine, and it is totally possible to do this phase.
And so
without
now,
ever
from now
taking
on, it's
damage
just
from
like
the blasts.
trust
Some
issues.
permanents will
Anytime you do
spawn on
something
the
like
plates
it's not
as
over.
well. You can kill them if you want, but obviously running away from the blast is going to be a higher priority. After the sprint phase is over, you're going to do what you just did over again, except this time, Oryx will move to a different plate, so adjust your plate stepping orders as needed. Absolutely nothing changes otherwise. Once Oryx is at 50% health or less, he will no longer trigger the sprint phase. If you get 2 perfect damage phases,
Oh, did he
with
send
Oryx,
someone into the
you'll
realm,
only
right?
have 1 sprint phase.
Taken
Anything
thing?
less will likely result in another
There's like
sprint.
I
the
don't
taken
think so.
dual
Instead, he will now
dome,
trigger
right?
what my team calls
What?
the Dark Souls
What?
phase.
Yeah.
But if you're a
Oh,
normal person, this is
yeah.
called
Yeah,
the
like I'm
Shade
Dark
phase.
Souls, because then he
I
sends you into that
forgot
like
about
taken
that.
arena.
Right in front
I
of you.
totally
Don't touch
forgot
this
about
because
this.
you'll die instantly. You'll also have 2 Boomer Knights spawn on the plates and
Totally
Thrall
forgot.
in the corner, which should be killed. Slowly, Oryx
Oh,
will
this part
start
is
to
gonna be
teleport
Monk and
players
W.
into
Yeah.
the orb to fight a Shade of
Oh,
Oryx.
why do I hear
The
box
Shade
music?
must be killed as fast as possible.
Yeah.
You only have a limited amount of time to kill.
hope they make it,
Otherwise,
like, more
Oryx
dark
will
and
kill Your
scary.
entire team with a cast of
Oh, I'm
doxology.
sure they will. They've
The
gotten a lot
Shade
better
can
at
be
the
shot when outside
the
of
whole
sphere,
Taken
so
Realm
do work.
aesthetic.
Players who have not
It was still
teleported
spooky to
inside
me.
should continue to kill Thrall on the
That-
outside.
that's-
because
you're
any
scared of
Thrall that
your own
reach the
farts, big
orb in the
guy. It's gonna be
middle
okay.
will go through
That's
into
about the only thing
area
I'm
where
not
the
afraid
teleported
of.
players are.
Everything else though.
During the Shade phase, the Shade of Oryx will glow bright and enter the sphere to attack you. Our call out for this is called Dark Souls because of the precise timing on the dodging and jumping that you need to perform, plus the Echo's tricky timing with who he will switch.
That's right.
I've thrown plenty of those. I get it, Datto.
To disable him for a short time, although I'm not sure if it works 100% of the time. Make sure you hit him
I'm
physically
gonna fucking
with the
spear
shot.
this dude.
There are sometimes timing issues with being teleported inside of the sphere and the Dark Souls phase occurring. We've had it happen a few times where someone would just get teleported inside while the shade was attacking, and that player would just immediately get whacked and die.
I'd still blame
As
him.
you get teleported in, be sure to move as quickly from the center as possible to minimize the chance of this happening. As for damaging the shade when it's in the mist, use geometric callouts. He'll leave a small trail in the direction he is going when he teleports, so turn in that direction and call out how far using degrees. For example, left 90, right 45, 180, etc.
We're not
This
all
makes it
big brain
much
like
easier
you,
to
Datto,
comprehend
right?
where
Yeah,
he has
Datto.
moved.
Instead,
I just yell,
Kill the shade to
"Bye!"
get teleported
Yeah.
out of the sphere.
We're so
Once that phase is complete, you'll do the damage phase
Where I'm
again,
looking? I don't know where you're
followed by
looking.
another
Well,
Dark
look where
Souls
I'm looking.
phase, then another damage phase, and you'll keep going until you bring
I will
Oryx
say
to
King Saul
0.
did have some of my
A perfect
favorite
run will look
armor
like so.
and guns.
Damage.
Yeah, that was
sprint,
like peak
damage,
peak
shade,
raid armor
damage,
design
Shade, damage.
Yeah, I'm
That's 4
excited to look
Oryx
like
Which we really
Warpriest.
don't
for a
have
total of 16.
anymore,
However,
unfortunately.
do not
You know.
celebrate
Maybe
when he's at
yeah,
0%
getting it
health
back.
because there's still one more thing to do. When his health reaches 0, Oryx
Oh,
will rise from the center
no.
one final time. He
I
will
call
start
this
casting
the versus
doxology and his
stage.
chest will open.
Sad.
Shoot it.
Kill him.
But if you don't, you wipe. If you do, you win.
The thing is,
Congratulations on your Oryx kill.
the
Overall,
at the
this fight
time
is
it was
pure
hard just because no one knew to expect
There's
it.
very little with regards
but
to random
That
elements
DPS
will
window is
Yeah.
way
99% of the
more
time, if something goes
generous
wrong, it's because
than
you or someone on your
current
team
lot.
messed
Like
up.
the final
It can be the
stand,
littlest
the
things, like
bookkeeper
missing
or
the
whatever
first jump.
in WoW. It's like, oh, final stand. You have to pump so much damage into that dude. And then this one was like, beep, 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 boop. Oh, we got him. So I wonder. I wouldn't be surprised if they make that. Like that might be a little DPS. Well, I'm like, I'm back. I'm living.
I'm
6.5
loaded up,
years
baby.
ago.
I'm ready to go.
I got, like there is a
Download
legit chance. Like if we are just nice with it, we could be
You're
world's
very,
first.
you're very optimistic.
I don't know where you get your copium. You're gonna have to let me know your
Yeah,
supply chain.
you're on major copage
'Cause-
right now, my friend.
There are people right now like practicing like literally probably on D1 doing
Yep.
this raid and then
Really?
doing more D2 raids.
Oh, no doubt,
Can
no
we
doubt.
watch
Min-maxing
Datto's-
loadouts.
Does Datto have his first attempt at King's Fall anywhere? Like his like raw
I have no
gameplay
idea.
at all?
Oh, well, he has the kills.
Oh, okay, let's see that. That's kind of cool.
Midnight. Midnight is gonna go down. He's down. One more.
Ours is down. Okay, here we go. Right,
Middle. No, right.
right,
Middle- no, right?
left,
Left. It's gonna be mid.
mid.
It's gonna be mid. All right. this is
Everybody
it.
go.
Hurry up.
When the order comes, I'm gonna bow. All right, I'm gonna bow.
I've got it. I gotta slay out. I have no ads. Where are the ads? Where are the
Nope.
ads?
Great arc. Look at that placement. Incredible.
That is a good arc.
4 seconds play out.
Weapons. Pour it on. Pour it on. Damn it. Come on. Damn it. Come on. It's there,
One
he's
left.
there, he's
Two
there.
left.
Come on,
Two
come on.
left. I've got 10 seconds.
Yes,
go.
there it is. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Warpriest down, motherfucker.
There we go. Good job. Good job.
Oh, let's
Pick
see
up
the
loot.
drop. The reaction to the drops is always the
Antiquated
best.
rune and more shards. God damn it.
It's always the drop.
I was like,
That's so
the
funny.
drop is always the best part. And then he goes, of course. Like,
Shards.
I want to watch the other ones. Does he only have that one? Oh no, right there, King's Fall
Oh,
Oryx.
yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's 22 minutes, so
Listen,
that's kind of
when you
long.
slam,
Yeah,
try and pick
we'll
a-
watch the
let's pick
important
a
bit.
spot to go to.
He's immune. Wait for him to open. When he opens, go ham.
Oh, this. Oh,
Shoot.
okay. So they.
Go.
I wonder. I don't know if he and his group had wiped to Enrage, or if that was it. They'd been told. I don't remember.
Watch, 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 watch. Double Dark Souls. Dark Souls
Double
2.
Dark Souls, double Dark
Shoot him,
Souls.
shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Good.
Dead, he's dead.
Shake step. Dark Souls 2. Got 1 minute. Gonna make this real
Nice.
fucking quick.
Yep.
NS.
Got baggage. Going to kill
Got the
fucking
package? Is that what he said?
I think so. That or baggage. He's emotionally unpacking some stuff right now.
Warding in the
Oh
middle.
yeah, the bombs come from the ogres. I remember.
Dead.
That now.
That's down.
You
Okay.
kill the ogres.
Yeah,
then
because if you
gotta-
don't kill him soon enough too, like it would mess up. Because then it's closer and people would walk
Weapons?
into it.
Yes.
Yep.
Here you are.
Ready? Come on. Open up. Dude. They are, motherfucker.
There it goes.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Bombs, bombs, bombs. Watch,
He's
one's already
so
exploding.
he's so cool.
Self
Oh, there's the self res.
okay.
Yep.
Enrage, but he's dead.
Okay, he's dead. Okay, get ready,
Okay,
get ready,
yeah,
get
they
ready.
know.
Reload everything.
Reload it and get to the front.
Pop
get to
heavy
the
if
front.
you need it. The front. Super.
Yeah, see, pop heavy. That's heavy sense.
He's immune.
Pop
Wait for it
heavy.
to open. When he opens, he'll ham. There.
Shoot.
Go.
Yes!
And everyone, yeah, let's go.
Oh my god, my hands. My
I have
hands, my
swamp
hands,
ass.
my hands.
King's Fall was peak, man. That was
Oh.
great. Hey, GZ, Datto.
Yeah, GZ.
Well played. All right. Well, that's going to be us, boys. I sure learned a lot.
I remember most of this. However, I'm extremely excited to go over it again.
But we are gamers, so I'm not worried about it.